Hey guys, it's the Fields Bros here, and today we're going to talk all of Dragon Ball. Literally the entire thing. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super,
All of it.
everything.
All of it.
So, my initial thoughts on the entire Dragon Ball franchise is I think it's the best anime ever. I think it's the number one cream of the crop. It's the best anime.
Well, when I think, like, I was born in the 90s, so it's like in the 90s it was Dragon Ball Z, it was Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh, eventually cut in, but like those were, and Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh also had animes. So it's like we're talking about, like, you're talking about the greatest anime of all time. Like
Exactly.
that generation was exposed to all that shit.
Exactly, we were.
And it's still around. Like, how many, like, Dragon Ball is still around. It's got a new series. Pokemon has new games.
Yeah, they're still relevant.
I haven't followed Yu-Gi-Oh in years, but I'm
There's
sure
a bunch
it's
of
still
new
going.
things. There's a bunch of new
But
things.
like that 90s generation,
It's privy to a lot of the best animes.
Gundam, like that was even before that in the 80s.
Today's animes, the ones that are starting today, are good, but I just feel like the
Dragon Ball's
longevity,
sweet.
like, you know what I mean, you have to have the core fan base, almost like a cult fan base.
Well, you have to have characters that everyone's invested in.
Yeah, you have to characters that mean something
like
to you.
Goku and Vegeta have become characters that like surpass anime characters.
Right.
Like they're in that, like, some characters anime reach that level where they have so much popularity. Like
Right.
Goku and Vegeta both have, massive fan bases. Like there's not one person who doesn't like Vegeta or Goku.
Right. So, what was your favorite point of Dragon Ball Z?
Probably the early Namek saga when Vegeta was trying to gather the Dragon Balls. Like I like so
Where
much of it.
he threw the Dragon Ball out of the ship window.
When he stole Frieza's Dragon Balls. Like he was trying to make himself immortal. Like so that early we had a character trying to do what Zamasu did. Like, and Frieza was trying to get immortality. Like at that early of a stage,
Yeah.
trying to become.
I still think Vegeta wants that. I still do,
Deep down
man.
inside.
I still do deep down. But yeah, my favorite
That's one of
part.
my favorite scenes.
My favorite part of Dragon Ball Z. Obviously, you know my answer. Gohan, Team Gohan Cell Saga. Like, why can't Gohan be in the limelight right now? It is unfathomable for me why Gohan.
Hey, he's out there in the tournament power.
But still, like,
he's out there. He's active. He's out there. What are you talking about? He's still alive. He's on the field. So as far as I'm concerned, he's doing okay.
I know, but I don't know. We saw in Dragon Ball Super episode 90 when he was fighting with Goku, he had a scene where he said basically he wants to reach an ultimate level which he hasn't seen before, that no one has seen before. That it's not talking about his ultimate Gohan form,
just
with Mystic Gohan.
like-
He said he wants to reach a height that no one has ever seen before.
Like what we just saw.
Like basically what we just saw. Like, I don't know if Gohan can do it now, man. Like, I really think with this new form that Goku just got, we just broke it
I
down.
feel like people with Gohan, like, obviously, I'm a Vegeta fan and obviously a Goku fan. I like them both a lot. But Gohan, this is what people need to remember. The kid, he's young as fuck. All right? Like, you're comparing him to prime Goku, like LeBron James. You guys know, follow NBA. He's in his prime. Gohan's not in his prime. He's not even anywhere near it. Saiyans don't hit their peaks until they're at, like, 40s or whatever.
Right.
Like, they're not like humans. Like, these creatures, they hit their peaks way late in terms of age. Like Vegeta and Goku, they have mature, developed bodies,
Battle tested,
hardened, and healed, perfectly healed as well. It's not like a person when they blow their knee out, they come back weaker.
Future Gohan.
Saiyans blow out their ACL and that shit comes back stronger every time.
Future Gohan has no arm. Like, come on, bro.
Future Gohan was a joke.
Future Gohan is my... Oh, dude, don't even get me started on Future Gohan. As a Gohan fan, it is the worst character ever. He doesn't even sound like him. There's so many problems with Future Gohan. Honestly,
Do you not like how weak he was?
I don't like anything
His
about
voice actor
anything
in English,
about him.
Well, his English voice actor is
He
terrible.
looks different. He looks different, bro.
In Japanese, it's normal. It sounds like Gohan.
I know, but like
English, he sounds like some random guy.
He just, I don't know, man. Future Gohan was trash, bro.
Yeah.
Trash. That was my least favorite part of Dragon Ball.
When you think back, that was
I did like
so
the
far into
timeline.
the future. Like he should have been so much stronger. Like
What the fuck,
than
man?
what he was. Like he was stronger in the past as a kid than when he was in the future as an adult.
Different times, different scenarios, I guess. But let's move on to Dragon Ball GT. What's your thoughts on GT?
Crazy, dude. Like Goku gets turned into a kid. Like episode 1's Goku and Ooh having a sweet fighting scene, and this takes place in terms of the timeline past Super. So people try to fit this in after Super, and it's not. Like there's no way.
I think that
because they use old forms. Like Vegeta's so weak in Super, he barely can go Super Saiyan 2.
Before you get in on your GT thing, I just want to say I do feel like, in my experience of watching Dragon Ball Super is supposed to fit in. It's the tournament at the end of Dragon Ball Z.
It's supposed to take place between that and the end of the Buu.
Exactly. I think they're going to end up rewriting the end of Dragon Ball Z.
Well, in Super, they've already said in the anime that Oob is a baby.
I know, but I just feel like
so they've acknowledged Oob's existence.
I think with Dragon Ball Super though, they're just gonna it'll squash GT. Like I feel like they're gonna, and I think they're gonna as I said, rewrite the end of Dragon Ball Z. Like as we know it with the fighting scenes with Oob. Like I think they're just gonna go past that.
I mean, they could, or they could just have this tournament it's just a random tournament when Earth is safe after all this stuff.
Right.
And Oob looks like he was like
or reanimate it and bring it in.
Yeah, like you can fit this in. Like this can all be like you can still have that last tournament, the Tenkaichi Budokai, after all this is done. It's just a gathering where Goku and Vegeta, I'm pretty sure he's the reincarnation of Kid Buu. He's fighting Goku in his base.
Right.
That would explain why Goku's base is so strong if it's post Super Goku.
Right.
Like it's a whole new way to look at that.
Right. But back onto your GT thing. What were your overall impressions of GT?
I mean, they tried to fuse Dragon Ball Z with Dragon Ball and have like the adventure, like they tried to bring back a lot of the adventure aspect to it by turning Goku into a kid and making it, kind of powering him down, I guess you'd say. Right. Because he wasn't as strong. But, it was mostly just him and Trunks and Pan in space, like doing their own things.
The Black Star Dragon Balls, man.
Like I definitely like that concept. Like I thought that was more unique than the Super Dragon Balls. Like the Super Dragon Balls are plant-sized balls that are just ultimate wish orbs, but these Black Star Dragon Balls were they scattered throughout the whole. I believe it was the galaxy. I want to say, but if you didn't get them back within a year to whatever planet you wished from, the planet would blow up. So like that was the whole thing about the Super Dragon Balls, or the Black Star. They wished Goku into a kid by mistake, and then now they had a year to go gather everything. That's why they were flying all around.
Right.
So I like that concept.
Personally, I'm with the part of the fan base that thought GT was trash, man. Like, I couldn't get into GT. I just couldn't. There was just something about it, man. There was just something about it. It just wasn't Z. You know what I mean? And Super, Super to me is way better than Dragon Ball GT.
Oh, for sure. I definitely like it. The characters actually behave like the characters. In Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball Z and GT, their personalities are all over the place.
And in Dragon Ball GT,
Piccolo killed himself in GT, dude.
Piccolo kills himself.
He commits suicide in GT. I'm not going to say when, just if you want to find out, go watch the shit.
And talk about your character, Vegeta in GT.
And Vegeta is weak in GT. He
has a mustache.
He has a mustache. Like, he can't even beat Kid Goku.
Goten has surfer dude hair. Like, what is going on?
Goten looks like a beach boy.
GT is garbage, man.
Like,
Dragon Ball Super.
There's a few moments. Like GT has its moments where it's pretty good. But like the Shadow Dragon saga sucked.
I hated how Vegeta attained Super Saiyan 4. That was bad to me.
Bloodwave.
That was bad to me.
Like they just shoot him up with a machine.
That was bad.
Like Super Saiyan 4 doesn't make any sense.
It was just bad
at all.
Like that's my opinion on Dragon Ball GT. But we have a few minutes left here. Dragon Ball Super. How would you compare it to Dragon Ball Z?
How much time do we got?
We got about 5 minutes here.
Well, I like it because it branches right off it, and it really puts into perspective. Like back in Dragon Ball Z, when like our characters thought they were like in the Buu saga when Vegeta's talking to Goku and they're fighting, and he's like Saiyans are at the top of the top. Like there's no other warrior out there that can mess with Super Saiyan 2s.
Right.
It's like no, dude. We have no idea. We have no idea.
Right.
Like the power is, in Super, it puts into perspective, like back in Z, if any one of these things would have showed up, like we'd have been so screwed.
Right.
Like,
are you with Geekdom and all the others saying that, like Z is still way better than Super? It's better than Super. You know what I mean?
Well, I think it has to be because without Dragon Ball Z, Super doesn't exist.
Exactly. So
Dragon Ball Z laid the foundations for this. Like it's all one thing. It's Dragon Ball. Like,
right.
I don't view it like Super relies on it's built off of Z. So in that sense, yes, Dragon Ball Z is the most important Dragon Ball series,
Right.
Because it allowed for expansion series. Super can be a great, sequel, but Dragon Ball Z is always going to be the heart and soul, so to speak, of the series.
All right. So now that we've talked about Dragon Ball Z and GT and now Super a little bit, what is your favorite moment in Dragon Ball Super?
I've got a couple favorite moments. So I like the moment when Beerus first showed up, and back when we didn't know how strong Beerus was, and he fought. That was back when we thought Super Saiyan 3 was the shit.
Right.
And we're thinking, all right, Goku versus Beerus. Like, if he goes Super Saiyan 3, he should have a shot against any fighter anywhere. And he doesn't even touch him. He can't even touch him. Super Saiyan 3 is nothing compared to him. I liked how it just shut down, like, everything he trained through in the Z. Like, that amounted to nothing on the God skill. Like,
exactly.
Like, you would think, like, a God, like, would be impressed running into Goku, right? It's like, wow, this guy's he's not normal by any means. Which he was, but still, like, he was nowhere near, not even a fraction of his power.
Any other favorite parts?
In the Black Saga, when Trunks just, that one episode 47, where it just cuts into Trunks running. He's just running through the town. And there's the sky's got an amber color to it or whatever.
Yep.
And this Twister is fucking chasing him. It's like, holy crap.
Yeah,
that was
the beginning.
That was crazy because it's like we see Trunks and he's running from something. Like, his timeline's he's still running.
Right.
It's like, yeah,
that was pretty crazy.
Like, I could go on. Like, there's so many. Awesome
My favorite
scenes.
part of Dragon Ball Super was when Zamasu became the universe, basically, and his face is all over the skies and he's laughing. Like, to me, that was the best thing I have ever seen in Dragon Ball. Like, I'm not lying. Like, other than like my favorite Gohan in the Cell Saga, but this was on another level.
Because the enemy was now non-physical.
He became the fucking universe, basically. Did he not? Like,
you want to do another part to this?
We might. But he became that. That was my favorite part of Super. Is there a power scale to Super and GT, like Omega Shenron, Beerus, like Super Saiyan,
we'll definitely
Blue,
need a part
Vegeta?
2 if you want me to get into that, but I can definitely come up. I definitely have some good ideas if people are interested in power scaling.
Right.
I think will make sense.
All right, guys, we're gonna wrap this video up, and we'll have a part 2. I will link that in the description. Also, like, comment, and subscribe, and like Anime World on Facebook. I will link that down below as well. Peace.